Good evening. Welcome to the Sunday Night Debrief Show. It's after the game the day before, and, well, who would fucking believe it? It's got nothing to do with trains today, Chris or fucking Pete. Do you know what I mean? The other night was my missus was running late, so I had to arrange to pick her up. So, yeah. So, mate, Frankie, we something unusual happened yesterday. And it's something that's not really happened on a show for a while, but tonight's debrief, we're going to be talking about a victory. We're going to be talking about a fantastic goal and potentially two. Some unbelievable performances from some of the players who have probably taken a fair bit of criticism over the last week. Yeah. I'm going to have a little bit at some point of, told you so. Yeah, I think some people out there will probably be having quite a large slice of humble pie last night and this morning, and we discussed that because one of them was quite obvious. But yeah, how are you? You good?
Yeah, fantastic, mate. It's a nice change of pace to be doing one of these after a win, isn't it? A week's a long time. A week's a long time in football, and I feel very different to after the whole game and after Cardiff as well. So, no, hopefully things are looking up, mate.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think it is. What we're going to do is we've decided, obviously, because it sort of stopped, and basically we're bringing back the alternative commentary. You've probably seen some videos out there. We put it across YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and Venom put it out on his Twitter today. We'll probably put it out in the week for those who haven't seen it. But and in case, the alternative commentary. Yeah, thank you very much for Venom. Venom's in the chat. If you're not following him on Twitter, get on there. Venom is joining us. He's a January signing. We're just finalising how many packets of fruit pastels we need to give him. But throughout the rest of this season and hopefully going on to next season, you will see a lot more short form content from him and memes and that sort of thing. So Venom is part of us. I've always liked Tom Harding. And you?
Tom Harding?
Tom Hardy, innit? Who plays Venom.
Oh, yeah, with you.
Sorry, you'll catch up eventually. So, yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. I'll take 3 packets of the Twix. Deal. That's it.
Oh.
We'll have to announce him next Friday. We'll do a proper announcement video. So, so Venom, get ready. Make yourself a video in the same sort of style as probably the comeback with Kale. So, yeah. Right. Our intro today is going to be slightly different. You've got about 2 minutes or so of the alternative commentary. If Sky, Millwall, or EFL are watching, this is used under fair use policy for showing your highlight reel, and it's for parody purposes only. So, hopefully that saves us if we go from there. But, I'll appeal it anyway. Enjoy, and we will see you in 2 minutes thereabouts, where we will be doing the summary of the performance. We'll be looking at the negatives, and we'll be looking at standout performances, and we'll also be looking at some of the players who've replayed the faith, what the manager's putting them, and then we'll do some closing out stuff. So this is the debrief show, and this is our version for alternative commentary.
Here we fucking go then, boys. We are back. Nothing but 3 points today, lads, and hopefully someone's told Saville to leave his son lounger at home. We start with a Luton corner. Tanganga's bitch gets up for it and it's hit straight into his own player and gathered up by the Danish giant Jensen. Saville and Cooper are playing around with it by the byline and the ball's made its way to Tom Bradshaw Jr., who darts inside and is taken down inside the box. We've actually got a penalty. What is happening? Bradshaw Jr. steps up to take his first ever professional penalty. It's fired straight down the middle and hits the feet of the Luton keeper, who manages to smother it. He should see if Bradshaw Sr. can give him some penalty shooting advice. Luton have another set piece which is directed towards Tanganga's bitch again. He manages to make a good connection, but it ends up going wide. Tanganga's bitch is having a tantrum on the floor like he's just been told the slow cooker's on for dinner later. Juicy Jake heads the ball towards the big fucking Serb. He holds up the ball for Casper the Ghost, who finds the new cross Neymar. He pings a peach over to the BFS, who takes it down and hits an absolute rocket into the back of the net. Where are the haters now? The big fucking Serb is up and running. What an absolute hit that is. Put some respect on his name. Mitrovic has posters of Mihailo Ivanovic in his room. The ball's out wide with the French Maldini. He beats his man and sends a beautiful cross over to the BFS. He volleys it and it's saved by the keeper. Great play by the boys. Let's try and see this one out. We've got a corner here. It's sent in and it's actually beat the first man. The BFS rises highest and directs it towards goal and it's saved. Another good chance. We are unlucky not to be more than one goal up. They have it out wide. It's sent into the box where it bounces around, but the Danish giant makes a good save to keep us in the game. That's the end of the game. Great win today. Unfortunately, we've got more injuries than a pub crawl on a Friday night. Everyone's limping. See you all in Portsmouth. Let's hope they've fixed their substation.
There you go. And again, if you're listening and you've got any more nicknames that we didn't use, we've had some on Twitter today. Some of them are fantastic. The Alderton Road Abramovich, I think it is, and bits and pieces like that. So they will all be getting involved. We'll look at trying to change the voice because I don't really want to be paying royalties to Stephen Hawkins. But yeah, it was good though, wasn't it?
Yeah, quality.
Yeah, we're going to bring that back only when we win, because I think it'll be too depressing if we lose. But yeah, when we win, we will be bringing it back each game, and hopefully it'll be up the same evening, and then we'll play it out on the Sunday Debrief Show. So if you're not across our socials, then you will see it at the beginning of a Sunday show. So yeah, there we go. Right, let's start on then. Good evening to everybody in the chat. I can see everyone in there. So all the normal suspects, we'll run through these. Frankie, you might as well start us off then. Let's start on a summary of the performance we saw. What went well? We'll probably start with controlling the ball. I think was probably a standout one. So yeah, off you go, fella.
I think it's one of the things that we've done better this week than we have done previously for the last couple of weeks anyway. So something's definitely be encouraged by. I don't know what you thought, Mick, but I thought the game started with the ball like a bit of a hot potato. No one could get control of it. Both us and Luton seemed very nervous, and no one seemed to want to have the ball, and no one seems to ever have any quality to put their foot on it and take the pace out of the game and take control. So I think that did change largely when I think we've got a comment here coming up soon about when Connolly come on. I think that massively changed the game, and his control in the middle, being able to play off of Milo, added a huge change of dimension for us. But I thought on the ball, I thought we were excellent. I thought it's the best we've looked for a long, long time. Don't your thoughts, mate?
No, I think you're right. I think we controlled the ball. I think I agree with you. I think the first probably 10, 15 minutes or so, it was as if it was like pass to pass. It was like a game of heads and volley, really, when no one actually wanted to take it on and run with it. And it was just sort of bouncing all over the place. But I suppose one player, we'll highlight later on, but we're coming to him to a degree now, is I think Saville pretty much helped control that midfield yesterday. I think there was a stark difference between the game on Tuesday and the game yesterday. And if I'm honest, I think we look like two completely different teams. And yeah, just, I mean, let's look at the midfield. I mean, what's your thoughts on the midfield yesterday? I think we controlled it really well.
100%, mate. 100%. I thought I thought it was Saville's best game for a long time. And the best thing about the midfield the other day is they had energy. And we really did win that battle. And bearing in mind they played midfield 3, we obviously played a 2. I thought Conley and Bangor Williams, when they had to, both dropped in and supported as well. So there's a lot of positives to take from that performance. And again, we'll touch on Saville a little bit, but I think personally, I would have dropped him after Tuesday. I know people might sound harsh, but I would have said then sometimes there needs to be a consequence of players doing stupid things. So I personally would have dropped him. That's why I'm not a foot manager, mate, because he was exceptional. Probably his best performance in ages.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think Andrew Roberts brings up a good point here is, Kramer, what a Rolls Royce of a player, played out of position and still put over some lovely crosses. Couldn't see Hutch or Coops doing that as centre-backs playing right back. I couldn't either. I think that the fact that he's playing there as a temporary fill-in, considering that he's just walked into the club and he's got no idea about us, and yet he's playing for that badge like people who've played for us for 5+ years don't play like he is. And I think that when we do get everybody back and he's got other positions to play in, I think we've got ourselves a baller there, potentially very, very cheap. So again, it's another slice of humble pies in, well, maybe Gallen does know what he's looking at with players, because again, no one knew him, no one had any idea about him, and yet he's come in and everybody out there is going, he's a fucking baller. He is a baller. Do you know what I mean? So you sort of look at it and go, fuck, that's not a bad signing for, hopefully not a lot of money either. And with the others, I just think it was different. I think Casper, I think Saville played well. And I think the link up with Marlowe was just fucking unbelievable. I mean,
exactly.
If you listen, which you haven't probably, or some of you haven't out there, and again, I'm still working on it. The post-match with Alex, there was a brilliant comment in it where Alex said, you can't give a player confidence, but what you can do is you can destroy a player's confidence. You can take away a player's confidence really easily. He said, so, I'm just letting him play, letting him tell him what we want him to do. He's starting to read the game. He knows where he needs to be. He knows when he needs to run. He knows when he needs to hold back, and he's picking it up. And now you can see that his confidence, because I agree, 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, he wouldn't have even hesitated taking that shot where he took it.
Yeah.
But yesterday, he just, as he said on his post-match, I just thought, I want to shoot. And he shot, and that ball just tucked up and just dropped down fantastically well, just into the top corner. Job done.
I think we're learning a lot about Marlowe as games go by, and I thought the thing that was the best thing about what we did this weekend was the ball weren't going into his head constantly. We put it into his chest. We put it into his feet for him to hold off defenders and flick little balls around the corner. And I think that's why the interplay was so much better, because we weren't sitting there pumping it up to him, asking a 20-year-old to compete with experienced 6'5" centre backs, going, there you go, mate, get hold of that. Regardless of how tall he is, that's a tough old job by yourself. Putting it into his feet, I thought we looked so much better for it.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Baz says defensive midfield looked up there, and there was someone to pass to. Under Harris, there wasn't, as they were all defending. Completely agree. Alex S says, hands up, I thought Doughty, is it?
Doughty. Yeah.
Doughty would ruin Kramer. I was wrong. Kramer was class.
Me too, mate. Probably one of the best left wingers in this league, and he made him look like nothing at times. So, no, incredible performance.
Yeah. Bangura, Kramer, and Ivanovic will only get better. Kendall looks good. Yeah, talk about Kendall. Kendall scored 2 the other day, mate. I think you've got to understand that Kendall is only 17. So I think you're probably looking at a longer project there. But we can come on to that in a bit, because I know I bang on about it most things, but I just want to sit there and get this asset thing out so people understand what's being said, or my view. And I think it is what it is. So yeah, why didn't Sav take the penalty? I think potentially it was his penalty, so he just went, "I'm taking it." Which, you know, if he hasn't been told not to, then good luck to him. And I think he was unlucky, really. I think it was just one of those lucks. You know, the player's feet got it. If he was, you know, an inch to the left, he would have scored that. If he was 6 inches or a foot to the left and powered it into the bottom left-hand corner, he would have scored it. But then again, if he had scored it, we'd gone 2-0 up. Would that have ended in a different way? Would we have ended up being 2-2? I think that probably gave them a little bit of motivation to go, fuck it, let's go again. And we go from there. So yeah.
Who knows how things work out? I thought it was a terrible pen myself. But
that's it. I don't know what that says there. We hadn't.
No idea.
But yeah. Andrew Roberts says, credit to Connolly. Played really well and got the pen and didn't let his. Do you know what? Let's just hit on there. He didn't let his head, considering what people have been saying him over the last week or 2 weeks, you know, about, oh, you know, is he the right person? He's struggled. He's done this. He's done. Mate, we've had players in our team who would have missed that and they would have put their head out their arse for the rest of the game. He didn't. He just went, oh, well. And on he went. And every player didn't drop their head. Did you notice that yesterday? I don't think there was anyone out there who dropped their head when we missed it. As in, normally, we would be in banging trouble for the next 10, 15 minutes until they regroup. But they just literally regrouped. Good question. Have we found our number 10?
I think you're right about the comment about dropping our heads. I personally thought when we missed that, this is going to be another one of them days where the game then gets away from us and we get a bit deflated by it all. That obviously didn't happen. Credit to the players, credit to Neil for getting their mentality right. Yeah, have we found our number 10? I think we still need another one personally. I think he did a great job, but with his track record in the league and just being honest here, I wouldn't expect him to deliver that level of performance every single week. And I'd like another option there.
I mean, Kramer is already looking fantastic signing, even after less than 2 games. Mate, I don't think we need to talk about that. I think we need to just look at the fact that someone else has only played a couple of games that we'll come on to in a little bit. But again, some of these players have seemed to have taken that hugeness and just, you know, gone on. So, yeah, we'll see. Good we signed Kramer as Tango won't be here next season. Frankie Fanning says Milo build-up play is very underrated. Few games now. He knows how to drag defenders in and play off very well. First time Kramer. Alex Neil did say in the press conference that he has played it quite a bit before, but in Brentford B team. So in the development team when he was there, he's played it as a right back there. So it's not new to him, but it is new to him in playing it in the competitive championship environment, which
a bit different, isn't it? To be fair.
Yeah. Born free, die free. Come on, make sure you give us a like, please, if you can. Just to help us out, because currently only 10 of you have pressed the like button. So if you can jump on that and press that like button, you will do us a massive please. Come on, look, if you like the alternative commentary, it's worth that, isn't it? So yeah.
100%.
Langstaff back to Notts County on loan to end the season. That's a bullshit rumour. Notts County could not afford him. Is on much more money than what he was there, and also there is no way that you're going to be sending a championship asset back to Notts County for potentially to get injured.
What word was that, mate?
What's that?
What word did you just use, mate? A championship
bullshit. Championship asset. Yep. Championship asset. Fuck you. Yeah, you know, I'm going to use the asset word in the right means, as in, like, you know, he's our player. We paid for him. He is our asset. But I don't want to use it in the way that's going. So yeah, we'll see. I'll come on to both of them in a little bit. So yeah, Matt says he's going to be a top striker. Mark my words about Milo.
Yeah.
That's a great comment. As he said, we haven't had a penalty awarded for 85 games. He'd missed the last one he'd missed the last one in 2021 versus Luton. Was it really?
I think that's home games, because we had one against Bristol City earlier this season, didn't we? Which Bradshaw scored. But yeah, home games, we haven't had one in 85. But the last time Luton saved a penalty was against Millwall in 2021.
Yeah.
So every penalty they've had in that time period, they've...
Oh, Jeb missed. There you go. Would have loved to seen Harris's face after saying Milo was not ready for the Championship. Well, if you watched it on Sky yesterday, mate, you would have seen it, and it was quite comical to a degree, because he did not look. He didn't look too impressed that he was on live on telly when he pulled off an absolute stonker of a goal. So yeah. Tom Lee will take Langstaff's place. No, he won't. Langstaff will think now that Milo's coming on form and gaining his confidence. I think Langstaff was injured yesterday. He'll be back on Tuesday, I think, and then go from there. So yeah, it's done from there. So yeah, Tim Kelly. No one's saying Bomber ain't a legend, mate. He, most goal scorer and everything else, and last season kept us up. But there were some of the youth what he came out and said he didn't rate, and they've sort of gone on to prove otherwise. I mean, I think that's where Pete's getting at. I don't think anyone is going to ever knock him as a legend, because he's a legend. But and I think a lot of people discussed that when he come back that he wasn't necessarily the right manager for us. He was definitely the right manager to take us to war, 100%. But taking us forward, I don't think, because he's never really developed youth. He's never really liked dealing with youth. He likes journeymen and all that lot. And I think the way we're going now, I have to go from there. Danny says, I have to say it was a proper shit penalty. It was a proper shit penalty. So yeah, there's a few of you saying on there. So we might as well go on to the negatives then, and we might as well hit on there. The penalty is a huge negative from yesterday. Could that be that he ain't played for a while? Could that be that he's one of those penalty takers what just goes down? I think it was actually his first professional penalty, wasn't it?
I think so.
I think they said yesterday. So I think it was possibly, or instead of calling him Connolly, we're going to call him Bradshaw Jr. I think it was Bradshaw Jr.'s first ever penalty. And you know what? It takes a bit of bollocks to pick the ball up, put it on the spot. If you want to be technical, I'd probably say that it should have been redone, because there is an image flying around that the keeper was off his line before he kicked the ball. And if the ref was doing his job properly, but we all know we get shit refs, realistically, that would have probably needed to be redone. But look, 3 points. I'm happy to take that, and a fucked up penalty. So yeah, is what it is.
It wasn't a good penalty, to be fair. It was a penalty of a player that was desperate to get a goal for his new side, make an impact, I think. And he picked the ball up with confidence. He didn't look like he was nervous taking it. So it's just one of those things, I guess. It is a negative, but you could take the positive out of it. Was that, it didn't make a difference. We still pushed on.
Andrew Roberts. I will come to that in 2 minutes, right? And it'll all become clear in 2 minutes why I'm coming to say, because otherwise you're playing with my running order. But yeah, did we have won by more yesterday, Frankie?
I think so, mate. I think so. I think you look at this penalty, that should have been a goal, really.
Yeah.
There was a chance in the second half, couple, in fact, one with Watmore, one with Milo, the volley, which he, in hindsight, could have taken down and probably took his time, but he hit it first time. The Connolly chance in the first half, which the ref inexplicably gave a free kick for, but I know the keeper saved it, but again, probably should put that away.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched a couple of Luton videos myself, to be fair, just because it's always fun to listen to people be bitter about a result, innit?
Yeah.
And even they were saying that the reality is, if it weren't for their keeper, it probably would have been 3-4. And I think that is one of the only negatives. We didn't put them away, and I think if we played a better side, particularly in that second half, some of the corners that were coming in and some of the pressure we were under in the dying stages, would it be another Cardiff? Would someone else have put us away and broke our hearts again? Who knows? Doesn't really matter.
I think personally, what it did show yesterday was, I think out of all the names what were floating around for our new manager, I think Alex Neil was probably the better choice. I think Bloomfield looked out of his depth. He didn't have the technical know-how what Alex seemed to have put into that game yesterday. As he said on a press conference, he said, look, I was going to change it up the last 10 minutes. He said, but the problem with that, he said, is that when you change it up, he said, you've got players playing in positions what they haven't really settled in for the game. And he said, and that can cause you problems, especially when you're trying to hold on. He said, so I just thought, sorry, I'll just stay with it and we'll see it out. And he said, and thank God I did, because the players absolutely triumphed. They absolutely gave their all. And I think they did. Compared to Tuesday's game, I don't think you could have asked any more of the players yesterday.
No, not at all. So we had this in a conversation in our group chat, didn't we? That you're sort of scratching around for who played poorly. Really, I don't think anyone had a bad game. Some were better than others, but no one was bad by any stretch. I mean, I think Watmore looked tired towards the end, and bringing Honeyman on probably was the right decision. But after we scored, we actually looked more likely to go and get another one, to be completely honest. So, yeah, he managed the game perfectly. I thought, I'm not going to lie. I mean, before the game, I predicted that we probably would lose the game. It's in my group, it's in our group chat. I thought we were going to get taught a lessons once here. You look at their squad. I was shocked how poor they were. I was really surprised how poor Luton actually were when you look at their squad.
Yeah, considering that they're normal. I mean, also don't forget it was the first time in 25 years that we've beaten them at home.
Yeah.
And normally they're a lot more fearful at home, but Bloomfield didn't seem to get any of that, did he?
I think that was it. Rob Edwards was there before. I think it really is a bit of a broken side, and they just don't look. They look a shadow of the side that went up. Put it that way.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
They're in trouble, mate. To be fair.
Yeah, I mean, I think Baz is there where he says, I think their keeper kept him in the game. Let's go on to Scanlon and Jensen. Scanlon looks like it's a hamstring, but we probably won't find out anything, if anything, come next week. We know by tradition that Alex Neil doesn't like giving player updates, doesn't like talking about injuries or anything else. He said that it's bad, and he said that, a player, a keeper to come off, with 4 or 5 minutes to go normally means it's bad if the keeper comes off. But I want to go back to a comment what Andrew Roberts said a little while ago, which I've seen. He said someone on social media are asking the question if Jensen is actually injured or was he using the dark arts to run the clock down. Can't see it myself. Can only hope the injury won't keep him out for long. We won't know that till next week, but there was a few going around with that, wasn't there? That, was it the dark arts? And if it was the dark arts, fucking game on, because everyone else does that. So why can't we for a time?
He was definitely injured, because you'd never take a keeper off and play the game on it. My only thought was he injured enough where he couldn't walk off the pitch himself under his own weight and needed the stretcher? But we'll see. I guess I think there's a comment you come to later. It says apparently you could see him saying to the physios that he couldn't feel his foot. So yeah, who knows? I guess we'll find out. But I do think Roberts is a capable deputy in his stead. Played a lot of games in League One last year in a side chasing playoff, so I'd back him.
No, that's it. It was quite interesting as well. It's a shame thing. I'm going to look at, maybe I might, look at trying to do it with a transcript instead. But Alex Neil says something yesterday. One of the journos, I think it was Southwark News. No, it wasn't. I don't know who it was actually, but it was someone who knew him, maybe Luton End, who knew Alex Neil, and he said to him, like, "You've not been here long enough. What's your thoughts on the club as such? What's your thoughts and everything else? And is it different to what you've been? And are you enjoying?" And he just turned around and said, "You know what?" He said, "When I was at Sunderland, he said that most of the clubs I've been to, we're pushing for promotion. We're pushing to get out of the league we're in." He said, and I've always done that. He said it was slightly different at Preston. He said Stoke again, it's different. He said it was just, it was what it was. He said, but Preston was slightly different. He said, but here, he said, it's a project. He said, and that's what excites me. He says, what also excites me, he says, is Millwall. He said, I get it. I understand what it is about Millwall. He said, the perceived perception of Millwall out there isn't the Millwall what's here. Millwall, what I'm seeing is a family.
Mhm.
It's a family club. It's a community club. It's basically, it's passion. It's camaraderie. It's a togetherness. It's, no stop. It's just that keep going mentality. He said, and that's what I've seen in the time I've been here. He said, and that's what I'm grabbing hold of and running with it. And for the fact that he's only been there a week or 2 or 3 weeks, whatever it is, and he's suddenly getting hold of it like that, shows to me that again, I think we've got the right bloke. I think that if these are the green shoots what we're seeing this early on, I think we'll be safe this year. I'm going to put it out there and say I think we'll be safe this year. But I think next year, with some of the players we've got coming back and they're going to hopefully be fully fit for next season, I honestly believe that the likes of Milo and Langstaff, I think potentially between them, if they hit how I think they will, I think they've got 20 goals in them each, 15, 20 goals in them each next season. Easily.
Didn't you want to say about Nisbet, mate?
No, I said Nesbitt one day was 25 goals and then he went and got injured. But he did score 6 in the time he was there, and he scored 5 in the pre-season. So I watched the pre-season when he scored did he score a hat-trick as well, didn't he?
I think it was against Sunday, yeah.
So, look, listen, when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But, I'll defend it till the end. I live and die by my sword. So,
yeah. To be fair, mate, if he has said that, there's a previous manager that was here for quite a long time that now manages Oxford. I'm going to go around the houses because I'm not paying you fine. But
you can say he's in the same league as us now. You can say his name.
Perfect.
You can say Rowett.
Perfect. I always got an impression that Gary Rowett never really clicked with the club, never really understood the fans, never really got what we were about.
Same as Holloway.
He didn't want to know, mate. He was just a tosser.
No, but they pretend they do, but they don't.
Yeah. Holloway turned up with a little flat cap trying to doing a caricature of Millwall fan, but never really understood what we're all about. If we have got a manager that gets it, like Neil got it, Neil really understood.
Yeah, 100%.
We need that. So I think it's that's really encouraging if that's how he feels this early.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. It is. Yeah. I'll send it over to you in a minute. You can listen to it in a bit. So Andrew Roberts says the Ref Association really needs to reassess Gavin Ward's inability to referee a game properly. A whistle-happy ref who was never consistent and stopped the game from being free-flowing. Andrew Cahill says negative from yesterday was 2 more serious injuries. Really good win, but can't afford any more. We're really thin on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Totally agree with you. I agree. Andrew Gavin Ward was terrible. The fans needed that. Absolutely, Mike Golf. The fans needed that yesterday. It was great to see. It was great to see the excitement and people suddenly thinking, have we got our Millwall back? Are we changing? Are we, finding something about us to go? Tuesday's game at Portsmouth will be obviously a next test, but it's nice going into each game as a single game. So I think it was going to bring Hutch on every game. 2 more players injured. Yeah. Did we change them round the back at the kickoff yesterday? Did we change them round at the kickoff yesterday, like they did at our place?
Yeah.
Do we need to get someone in to assess our methods because of all these injuries? We can't blame the difference between our pitches and the training pitches, but we can do nothing about the away pitches. 100%. But I do think there's a hell of a lot of injuries across all teams this season. I mean, Man United, Spurs, Arsenal. There's quite a few in the Championship as well. I don't know what it is. I don't know whether or not it's now everything's focused on elite athletes now rather than, overweight men smoking cigarettes and drinking beer at half time where you didn't really get half these injuries. But now everyone is an elite athlete. I think it's you've got to obviously make sure that you're doing proper warm downs, proper warm ups, and making sure you're eating the right food, sleeping enough, and doing everything else in between. While we're on that, talking about injuries, Danny Mack, our thoughts go out to you, fella. It sounds like an absolute nasty injury, but you know what? You'll be back. You'll get yourself fit. You'll get yourself back, and we'll see you back in the shirt. I have no hesitation in thinking that the club will look after you. I think they're, I think they're loyal. I think they, I think they are genuine people, and they will look after you. So, yeah, I can't wait to see you back in the shirt and get yourself strong and fit, mate. So, yeah, you've got your family right around you. So, get your hugs and that off your kids, mate, and your missus and that, and just, carry on and get yourself back as quickly as possible, mate. But, yeah, it didn't look good. So,
No,
yeah.
that's all.
Why can't they show the show? Why can't they show that commitment every game? I don't know. But yesterday was Millwall like some of the games towards the end of last season, where it was like literally every game was a cup final.
Chris, if you have an answer for that, mate, and you can, if you think you figure that out, please let the boys know, because it's been going on for years, isn't it? And it's painful.
Yeah.
I think that is probably Alex Neil's biggest job, is to find out what goes on in that dressing room where we have such highs and lows.
Yeah, 100%. Kramer was good at right back, but we should look for someone on loan to cover till the end of the season. 100%. I'll take Charlton Morris if Luton go down, Millwall type player.
Yeah.
He can fucking get up high though, can't he?
He's a proper shit ass, mate. He's constant. He's a right nasty player in the nicest sense of the word, sort of thing. Yeah, I'd love him down at them. I don't think we could afford him, don't get me wrong.
No.
Love him down.
So look at this. Do we need to look at the medical staff and the warming up schedule for the amount of injuries we're getting? Are players going cold before playing? Potentially. I know that we have got I think there's a new doctor and new medical team coming. I noticed the other day actually that it don't seem to be St John's down there now. There seems to be a new medical team down there.
Can't say I've noticed, mate, but I completely agree with his comment in the previous one that something is going wrong, whether it's the training pitches, whether it's the medical staff, whether it's nutritionists. Not sure. I would see, if it's up to me, I'd suggest of all of them, and it all needs looking at. And
I know that under Rowett there was issues under his man he had in that a lot of the players were suddenly doing it themselves because they lost faith in him. So I mean, I don't know, but it does seem to be a lot of weird injuries, like happening now, hamstrings, etc. So yeah, I don't know across the league. So yeah, we'll see. Double relegation. Let's all laugh at Luton. There is a strong chance Luton could be going down again, considering where they were and where they want. Is that the curse of wanting it all and going up and no real benefit? So yeah, let's crack through these a sec. Dave Turner, seems to be a lot of injuries in the modern game, especially in training. If Jensen couldn't feel his foot, he should have took his gloves off. Yeah, there's always one. Patrick says, Dave Clark, so would I have said that when he was at Barnsley, hands full. Alex Neil is definitely growing on me. Got to be honest, I wasn't convinced he was a Millwall-type manager, but I like what he says. I like the way he says Millwall as well. Wow, you know what I mean? It's like it's a proper, not like ours. So yeah, Alex Neil was spot on in his assessment of our club. Something Rowett could never understand.
1,000%.
Yeah. MFC for Life says, realistically, how many players do we need in over the next week, and how many do you think we'll actually bring in? We were talking about 2 or 3 before the Cardiff game. We've lost 4 players since. I reckon anything between 3 and 5 with the players coming back, I think we'll probably be all right.
We're going to go into this a bit later, won't we? Part of our closing.
Yeah, we will get into there. So, 100% agree, Mickey. They both score if we play to their strengths. Lack of B vitamins, not an asset too old. Is Danny and Ryan's contracts up at the end of the season? I believe so, potentially, but I don't know. I think they might have clauses on, so I don't know if they've been activated or not, because they both signed fairly new contracts soon. So we might have there. Are there any rumours or signings other than Kundal? I think there's a few we're looking at what have been out there. I don't know how true they are. There are a few out there. So, yeah, hopefully we'll find out more towards next week. But we will be doing, I hope that it goes to final day, because we are going to be doing a final day, deadline day live. And I really hope that the signings don't happen till then, because we're toying around with a couple of ideas on there of what we're going to do. And if we do what we want to do and they all get signed off by about 3 o'clock, then it just blows our idea out of the water. So yeah, then it just makes us, doesn't work. The hamstrings are due to driving long distances. That's the theory.
Really?
I had that before ages ago about that a lot of top clubs don't let their players drive, and a lot of them are looking at their players sort of laying down or having thing, because the prolonged legs bent with blood not necessarily flowing as well as it should could actually have issues with it, which is a strange one. So yeah, right, we got through all of there. We need 4 players. We do indeed. We've got through all the comments for now, and we'll come back to them. Right, what we want now is your comments on. We're going to start discussing standout performances, and I think the first one we go on to, and allow you to go into it. No, Chris Brown. I think it's an ACL, mate. I think Lenny was potentially Achilles.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Danny's was an ACL. Potentially, but nothing's been reported on that. But yeah, there was a few people talking that within the game who said that they looked, when they saw it, that's what they put it down to. So yeah, Kramer. Let's talk about Kramer then. An unknown player, not really played a lot. Was on loan for a couple of teams before. Played at Brentford. Part of their development come from a French team. On their development team, but yeah, thoughts?
I thought it was exceptional, mate, to be honest with you. I don't know what your thoughts were on him.
I think it's exceptional. Exeter told us, Exeter fans, when there was rumour we were going to be signing him, said, you have got yourself a player there. And I've obviously, as always, we were looking at it going, hang on, is a what you call it? What's going on? Is a League One player. But actually, he looks a lot better than a League One player, doesn't
he? He's been an absolute revelation in the game and a half he's played. His composure and the ball ability, he's got get forward for a centre back is ridiculous, and I think it'd be really interesting to see how that actually plays out. Jay said this at great length in the chat that he believes that Neil will eventually want to go to a back 3 if we do. And that it's actually plays out. Him in the middle of that back 3, being able to sort of travel the ball and push out into that midfield and find the pass, could be a real coup for the club, and dare I say it, a proper asset at the back. So it's exciting.
No, let's see. I mean, John Parr 00. How much do we play for Kramer? Don't know, because there's nothing really gone out there, but as Daily Millwall does say, there are some rumours out there, and if you and Frankie read between the lines before, he said, was this a deal basically to get us out of arbitration, rather than it going to the arbitration panel, where potentially Brentford could have had to pay a lot of money, or is this got them out of the problem? Whichever way it is, if it is that, then fucking hats off to Gallen for trying to swing that deal, because a lot of people would have just said, fuck it, take it to arbitration, and throw the dice. But yeah, he didn't, and he's done it from there. So yeah, let's have a look at him then. So born 2001. He stands in at 1.92 meters. What's that? 6'4", 6'3"?
Yeah, he's an absolute unit.
Born in France. His best position is playing at centre back. So far this season, he's had 2 appearances, obviously, with us. He's obviously played before. He's normally centre back or a defensive midfielder. And plays with the right foot, and his value, according to transfer, is about 350 grand, which I've heard it was. I've read somewhere else that they think his value was about $1 million or so. So, whichever way you want to look at it, I think he's worth every penny of that. He played 22 league games last season, scored 3 goals. So we've got goals potentially from this fella too. If we start scoring goals as well, we got ourselves a fucking good asset.
Got one this year against Charlton as well. So
scored this. So I think he's played 22 League One, 2 Championship, 3 FA Cup games. So he's probably going to be FA Cup tied, and 1 EFL Cup. But you know what? He's not really played. Went to Bristol Rovers, for a bit, and then come back to Brentford B team, and then went to Leicester, Exeter. And he was there for a while. Then they recalled his loan, and he come to us. And I think that early doors, he is a fucking baller, mate.
There's a comment here that I quite like. Is he too good looking? Is he too good looking for our team? I think he might be, mate. And if my missus starts asking to come down to Den, we've got a massive problem. So he's gonna have to go if that happens. I can't be having that, mate.
I got a comment yesterday, right? Obviously, Ben Green was back on the live show on Friday, and I've got that he's come back to us just for a sense of reality, because he went on there to be the good-looking boy, and now he's come back to be one of the ugly boys again. So, that's what I got a text off one of the fans yesterday. I was like, fucking hell, what's what? So, yeah, no doubt there'll be some badges coming for that, or keyrings coming for that soon. So, Kramer looks mustard, French mustard, Dijon mustard. So, yeah. So, I think Kramer is going to be mustard, absolute mustard. Even playing out of position, he looks good. My only qualm with Kramer is he too good looking for the team? Quality bit of scouting by Gallant again. In Kramer in time, we have a centre half who can bring the ball out quite comfortably, and I think that's someone we haven't had who could do that for a while.
Ever?
No doubt.
Who else?
Daily Mill will come out and tell us who that is. So yeah, who is your favourite asset for Saturday's game? We'll come on to that in a bit. So don't jump ahead of my thinking. Back three of Kramer, Tango, and Coops would be class, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I think that is the dream once we get the right back position sorted.
Yeah. Needs a haircut, Alex. Yeah. I think he can keep his hair, mate, just in case it's like Samson, mate, and we don't want him fucking suddenly losing all his skills. So yeah. Kenneth Clark, who's one of our oldest viewers, I think he's been going to the Den since I think he's been going there since either the late 40s or early 50s. He's been going to watch Millwall. So he's one of our oldest listeners. He says a neighbour supports Bristol Rovers and he rates him. Andrew Roberts says, can you imagine opposition defenders having to defend corners with Cooper at the near post and Kramer at the back post, or vice versa? That's a good point. And Milo, yeah. And Langstaff potentially. That's a good point there, right? And you think about that. So we could have 6'2" or whatever. And how big's Cooper? 6'7", 6'2"?
6'6", I think, or 6'5".
Right. And then you got the French boy at the front or the back, who's again 6'4".
Yeah.
You potentially got Milo, you've got Langstaff, and then potentially you've got Femi, RBW or RWB. You're looking there that all of a sudden we've got 6 or 7 players what could potentially put the ball in the back of the net, where 6 weeks ago we were banking all our money on one being Cooper.
If only someone could take a corner, right?
That's all we need. So yeah, I wonder if Kramer can take a thingy. I agree with you there, Paul. I think Kramer is an immense find. I think he is a great find and a player who we never really thought we needed till we've got him. So yeah, probably back three when we play away. When the Leeds tickets go on sale, got no idea. If we do play back three, we will get the best from Brian, who would play right wing back. So will we see Leonard in a shirt again? I think we probably will.
This season?
No, I don't think this season. I think it'll be next season. RWB will have to be a loan signing at the moment. Oh,
yeah, right wing back.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry, yeah. It's because of the fucking we're using all the fucking
RBW for
yeah. Kramer side Millwall female fan base went up 15%. Yeah, 100%. How many times do we take the piss out of other players for ponytails? Yeah. Paul says, I would never have thought I would say this, but credit where credit's due. I'm loving the angry Brian, loving the tear up he wanted at the end. Yeah, did you see that?
He'll tell you what, mate. It was fucking clever.
That was mental.
It was clever, mate, because the player didn't really do that much. He jumped in a little bit, but we barely touched Brian, and he reacted and just wasted a minute and a half of nonsense, and the game was over. Just killed the game.
Yeah. So, you know, the Canary Wharf coffee boy, mate, is done. I think someone quoted on Twitter earlier that we should call him the Bermondsey barista.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah. So yeah. Talking to Gallon, was RBW one of his finds? I tell you now, RBW, right, is interesting because RBW was actually, if you look into it, RBW was on trial with us 6 months ago. And it was like, and then he started playing a few under 21 games, and literally Gallon saw him, spoke to Scott Fitzgerald, I believe, and went, we're signing him, and signed him up. And I think he's on a good contract, you know, long contract to see. I don't know what he's on money wise, but I think he's on a long contract. And I think there's a player in him, mate. I think in a year or two, I think that, you know, he again potentially is going to be better than SA. But again, SA fucking scored today, but at least they lost. So if he scores every game and they lose, result, because the more he scores, the better it is for us that in a year's time, Arsenal or Man United or someone comes into him and ends up paying 80, 100 million for him. We're going to be very, very well off with the sell-on clause. So, all great. Hopefully, you know, if the rumours are to believe with the correct sell-on fee. So, yeah.
Whatever Williams'
contract
is, by the way. Sorry, mate. Whatever Williams' contract is, by the way, I think the club will be smart to sit there and go, we're going to chuck another 2 years on that. Just get him signed up to like 2030, no release clause. Get him sorted now whilst he's still young and still
100% agree with you. Whack him up some money, put some money in him, and just go, here you go, look, you know, I don't know what he's on, but you know, 5, 6 grand, 4, 3, 4, whatever, you know, bung him in some money and then go, bop, there you go. And just doing it. So yeah. Zach Whitbread, we discussed this on Friday, didn't we? Zach Whitbread was probably the last decent centre half who could bring the ball out of defence.
I wasn't on the show, mate.
Was it?
Yeah. I think
was
it
on
was
Friday. I think it was on the live, but yeah. Kramer can control the ball. Is it rumour that Langstaff's going back out on loan? No, it's not a rumour. It's some fucking Notts County fan who started it, and it's just suddenly grown legs from there. But no, it's not a rumour. People I've spoken to have categorically denied it. So yeah, 6'6" Cooper, 6'4" Tristan, Milo 6'4". Tango ain't bad in the air either.
No.
I hope to God we are scouting a set piece take of the sign. Hit me and you both.
Yeah.
So I suppose the other person who we need to look at, and again, take the penalty miss out of it, But Connolly, what's a player he's looking potentially to be?
Yeah, mate, I'll do a quick little bit whilst you're smashing through these comments. But I thought it was excellent when he come on. I thought it was the best he's played since in his best appearance in a Millwall shirt. I was a bit sceptical when we signed him, and if we all cast our mind back, he did a little bit of a piece with when he first signed about talking to Neil, and there was talk about they both agreed what his best position is. I think we might have saw it yesterday. I thought he was exceptional in that number 10 role. His defensive work was absolutely outstanding. His control on the ball, the ability to play out and sort of get the balls down the channel and just take the pace out of the game in that second half. If you take out the penalty, he was potentially man of the match in my opinion. I thought it was a bit of a game changer because the game was flat before he come on. So, I mean, yeah, hopefully he's nice and confident. Keep getting him fit, and that match sharpness is easy to forget. That's what his third, fourth game of the season. So, I think there's certainly a player there, and it was encouraging. And he was again, he's a proper little shit ass as well. I don't know if you saw him. He didn't stop. He was always on the keeper, always being niggly, always in people's ear. Yeah. We haven't had enough of that. Considering we are Millwall, we're always known to be a bit of a dirty side and a bit sort of rough. We've been a bit nice in recent years. It was nice to see someone proper give it to people.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I agree with you fully. I think Connolly is showing that there is a baller in there. We just need to dig it out and give him the tools to get that out. And I suppose we finish on standout performances. I think we have to look at Milo. I think Milo just showed that the boy's got something about him. And you can understand why Gallen and the scouting team wanted him playing football, because you play him and his confidence grows. And what could we have had if he'd have played from the beginning of the season? Could we be looking at a player who potentially could be on 10, 15 goals already by now?
I mean, 10, 15 is some return. I thought it was exceptional. Again, I'm going to keep using that word, but I thought it was exceptional on Saturday. He really did lead the line, and is the one thing we never talk about with Milo. We talk about his hold-up play, we talk about his goals and his link play. It didn't stop running. It was charging down the keeper in the 92nd minute, just causing chaos. And you can tell he's confident. You can tell he loves it here. I tell you what, mate, there is going to be some player in there, because once he gets the physicality and gets used to the league and puts a bit of muscle on, my God, what a prospect! Once he's come to terms with the pace of the league, ridiculous.
No, I totally agree with you. There's only 55 of you. There's over 150 of you watching on YouTube, and potentially more going up. And there's only 55 of you what I press liked. So if you can please jump on the like button and just press it, it means everything to us. So that would be truly, truly nice of you. Only got 2 keepers now. How do you think we get on? I think we'll be all right. Milo should be taking our penalties. I agree. I believe we will get the best out of Connolly, and hopefully he will get rid of his demons. So do I.
It's the right place to do it. We're a good club for that sort of thing.
Sorry, forgot to include Ivanovic in that. For anyone who says he's not ready, needs to give their head a wobble. Milo and Banger up front. I agree, but look, I think they're definitely the standout players from yesterday. Let's discuss before we go into final notes. We were going to do an hour; it's just over, so we're crack on a little bit. Tuesday night, we were counting off most of them. We were counting off Brian. We were counting off Cooper. We were counting off Saville. I mean, we did it in the alternative commentary. As Saville brought his sun lounger, laying down on a job and blah 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 and blah 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 and blah blah blah. But those 3, I think, replayed the faith in Alex Neil keeping them on. Whether that was because he had no choice, he had to. But a very, very poor midweek performance. Those 3 absolutely smashed the fuck out of it yesterday. They were phenomenal. Brian was, and these words are going to burn coming out, but Brian looked like a fucking a proper player yesterday. He looked as if he wanted to be there. He looked as if he suddenly jumped on board. He's playing for the badge. All of them played for the badge, but he looked as if he was a different player. Whether or not we've, given him a new fucking Pret card or something, I don't know, or we've drawn him off, cheap alternative coffee from the ground. But whatever happened, keep doing it.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest, mate. I think I was quite harsh during the week on some of these players, and I'm not going to apologise. I think rightly so. I think a lot of us were frustrated by what we saw on Tuesday and the nature of the goals we conceded. The response was fantastic, and I think it's a response we needed because personally, I was looking at some of these players thinking, we've seen these players let Edwards down, we've seen these players let Harris down at times. We've now seen them let Neil down, and you're thinking, are some of these characters great servants, been great for the club at times, but are they now? Is it time to move some of these on, including the likes of Cooper, Saville, and Brian in particular? They're all class the other day, sorry. And if they can play like between now and the end of the season, I think I will happily sit here and eat humble pie every single week and say I completely got it wrong. I think the biggest turnaround was Saville. I thought it was the mistake he made during the week against Cardiff was ridiculous. We needed a response from him, and we got it big time. So fair play to the guys,
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Brian looked different again. His little bit of shithousery at the end of the game. I think what he was saying to that fellow is, you ain't won the ball. Why the fuck did you go in like that? Which I get. So, it is what it is. But
I think it was smarter than that, mate, because that Walsh has been sent off twice this season for silly challenges. He would have known that, and I think he was trying to get the referee on side and making a bigger deal out of it was because of who put the tackle in. Very, very astute, mate. In my opinion.
No, I get that. Dean Roberts says it was probably me, to be fair, Dean. It might have been Omar. Or it might have been Jay. No, I don't think it would have been Jay. It'd probably be me or Omar, to be fair. A few weeks ago, I got slaughtered on Twitter by lots of Millwall fans and yourselves, included. Not sure which one of you guys it was, but all I said was, what does Langstaff offer that Bradshaw didn't? And the answer is nothing, maybe slightly quicker. That's it. I think you get listen, I think what you get with Langstaff is still unknown to a degree, but he is a fucking proven goal scorer. But I think that if he's not getting service, same in much the same way as Bradshaw. He is a better goal scorer than Bradshaw because the numbers don't lie. But I agree that they are fairly similar players. Is in they do a lot of running around, but I think he's just not being used. I think he's more of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Can be used in different positions. Utility, yeah, he's much more utility, and he can be played on the left wing, but he's played in different teams. He can play as a number 10, he can play, as part of a 2. So yeah, it is what it is. So let's get on to closing out. And we're on the way into there. We'll obviously we got Portsmouth on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll have any new players in before then, unless there's some of the youth. But I think hopefully we've sent down or we take down a bag of 50p's for their meter. But do you think the team will be unchanged from yesterday?
From the team that finished?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we'd have many options, mate, unless we've got a few signings through the door, which by the Portsmouth game, I doubt we will. So, yeah, I think it will probably be largely unchanged, mate. What do you think?
I think he's going to keep their confidence. I think he's going to keep it going and let them do what they need to do. And then maybe play a couple of youngsters, maybe bring a couple of those with them. But yeah, I think all in all, I don't think we'll probably change a lot, to be fair.
No, 100%.
There was a good comment there. Where did that come from there? Chris Brown said that was Brian's one good game in 10. I don't know if it was, I think before the game before, he's had a couple of good games to a degree if you speak and you look at what people are saying. But yeah, I think yesterday was probably his best game of the season.
Yeah. From memory now.
Yeah, from memory. So yeah. After shipping 5 yesterday, can we see Archer play against us on Tuesday?
I saw a couple Portsmouth fans online talking about their game the other day, and by the looks of things, they actually rested quite a lot of first team players yesterday. Obviously, looking ahead to the Tuesday game, so I'm not really sure what to make of that. It seems a little bit against.
Daily Millwall says the same.
I mean, hopefully we then go and turn them over as well. It makes them really stupid because I'm not really sure I've got any time for clubs deliberately throwing games or playing at weaker sides.
I mean, surely they must get into trouble for that. If that's true, surely the EFL will be looking at it and going, "Hang on," because that's pretty much match fixing, isn't it? In a way, if you're fielding a weakened team to give the team you're going against a better chance of winning.
You used to get a fine for it. You know, that's the stupid little paint trophy thing that we used to have in League One. If you rested players for that, you used to get fined for it, but you don't in the league for whatever reason. So, yeah, a bit of a funny one. But I mean, personally, if you said to me right now, would you rather have rested players or 3 points and confidence? I'd rather be confident players. So,
yeah, me and you both. So, yeah. And to be fair, mate, I think we'll take anyone in front of us. I don't think there's anyone in the league we're worried about. I mean, think about it realistically. We're 8 points off the playoff, and I think it's 9 points off relegation. But we are a lot further away from relegation than we were on Tuesday. So, you know, that's a win. Those of you in the comments, get your comments in now. Give us your score predictions for Millwall versus Portsmouth on Tuesday night. Crack on, get it in there now. Frankie, what's your score predictions for Tuesday, mate?
I reckon 2-0 Wall, mate. I thought we were very good on Saturday. Carry on, keep confidence high. Yeah, 2-0, mate. What about yourself? I think you're on mute, mate.
I'm thinking maybe 3-1, 2-1. I'm going to go 3-1. I'm going to go 2-1, 3-1. I think. Hopefully Langstaff's back. Hopefully Langstaff and Milo score, and if RBW can score again or get an assist, I think that would be absolutely superb because currently he's had more assists in this league than Esse.
Certain impact anyway. Impact.
That's it. So let's go through. Connolly needs to start on. Billy Pork even says Connolly needs to start on Tuesday. 100% agree and welcome. I've not seen Billy Pork before. Peter Sullivan says 2-0 Wall. Daily Millwall says 2-1 Millwall. Alex S says 2-all. Kenneth Clark says 1-all. Andrew Cale says 2-1 Wall. Chris Brown says 1-all. Travelling fans get shortchanged. Yeah, I take it that's with the fans being rested. Very happy with a draw, but wouldn't say no to a shithousery 1-0 win for us. I remember when McCarthy did a similar thing at Wolves, rested players against the top side because he had bottom team to play the following game. Big fine.
Good.
Dean Roberts says 2-1 draw Tuesday.
He corrects himself a couple of comments down, mate. So
okay.
You can call a draw bit.
Milo and Connolly. Dan Riggs says 3-0 War. Serb ×2. And Williams, Fat Pompey. Kevin Brooks says 1-0 to the Wall. We need a playmaker to score more than one. Bring back Terry Hurlock. We don't do well against shit teams, lads. You know that. 3-0 Pompey, maybe. Yeah, you could probably say that.
Maybe.
Score early, we'll win 2-0, says LH. Dave Turner says 0-1. Dean Roberts says, sorry, didn't mean draw. Yeah, you just confused the hell out of me. But yeah, I didn't think you meant the draw. We're going 2-1, then draw, but you did throw the. But that makes up for me probably digging you out on Twitter the other day. So we're even now. Dave Clark says 2-1, Millwall. Paul Chewy says 2-0, Millwall. And I think you're probably right. Let's have a look through some of these. What do you call it? We've got Jed Wallace. 23 appearances, 1 goal, no assists. Reese or RBW, 3 appearances, 1 goal, 2 assists. And just putting in a comparison, I know Kramer is known as a horse as he gallops down the wing. Craig says green shoots of Alex Neil's influence on the way we play is beginning to show. Fully agree with that. And there you go. There's a big one there, mate. Who is going to be our first £25 million player? RBW, Tango, Kramer. My money's on the big fucking serpent. To be honest, mate, I think probably Gallen's money is on there as he spotted him and brought him in, and he was a big signing. But if you can get him, if you can get, and to be fair, mate, I think there's a huge possibility. He's an international player. He's basically growing in confidence. You get 10, 15, 20 goals a season out of that fella, mate, and he starts appearing in the Serb team and starts scoring goals in the Serb team for fun as well. All of a sudden, mate, I don't think 25 million is far. Do I think it's going to happen now? No, I think it probably 2 years or so down the line, definitely potential, but I think he's going to go on to bigger and better things. Sav is good at laying down.
True.
And that's pretty much it, to be fair. So any more there? We've got Andrew Marr, a great renaissance from everyone after Tuesday. Disappointed result. Need to go again next Tuesday to keep the momentum going. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Andrew Roberts says, would you take a point at Pompey but take all 3 points against QPR? 100%. What do you think about SA getting flack for celebrating today? Why fucking shouldn't he? Do you know what I mean? He scored a goal. I mean, what did Palace want? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I think good luck to the kid. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, he's gone now. He was our player and he's gone. And that's it as far as I'm concerned. He don't play for us anymore. He plays for Pompey.
We've got a new kid now, mate.
I think he's good. If you go, I would like to see him get into England, into the main team now. And now that he's not a championship, he stands probably every chance of getting into there. And I like to see that he's causing all these critics wrong, because there's a lot of agents out there and a lot of other Premiership clubs who were saying that, he's good, but he's not Prem ready. Well, yes, he was in the right place at the right time today, but he's still got a goal. So,
mate, I hope he scores a goal and Palace lose every single week of the season.
Me and you both. If we play with the same attitude as we did against Luton, we will win. If we play like we did against Cardiff, who knows?
True.
Even Fleming only has 1 assist this season. Dean Roberts says, doesn't make up for digging me out, mate. Laugh. I have thicker skin than that, mate. Keep up the good works, lads. No worries, thanks, Dean. Listen, most of the stuff, it's never nasty with us. It's just banter. Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, fucking hell, some fucker called me a bald-headed bastard, told me but is it on Friday? I love the show. I just can't stand that bald-headed bastard. So it's like, oh, well.
Do you know what, mate? That's funny. That's how I feel half time. Sorry, to be fair, mate.
Yeah. Can see the Serb Dynamo. Is it Zebreb, isn't it? I can't think how it is, but yeah. SA scores, Palace loses. Great. Who needs SA? We got Banger. More skillful. I imagine we have a decent sell-on for SA. I hope he gets plenty of goals personally. Me and you both. 2-1. Once SA starts to have a few shit games, Palace fans be wondering if they should have gone for RBW. They can fuck off. Turkle's looking at championship players according to the press. Yeah. Dan Riggs says,
I'm just O'Brien to get a call up. England need left back.
all fans happy SA scored for the Nigels today. Was we happy for Teddy scoring for the Vermin? No. It's not about happy scoring. It's just, he come on and he done it. So, yeah. Cheers, boys. Best ball pod by far. Thank you very much. Thanks, gents. Great topics tonight. If you like the topics, that's basically the way that Sunday's show. And listen, I don't take credit where it's not due, mate. Those topics were written and put together by Frankie. And I just pretty much read off a script. But we are looking at the Sunday night shows are going to be a bit more topic focused, and we go through and they are going to be a debrief show. And yeah, if you like it, that's great. Let us know. Hopefully in the week we'll probably be bringing in the a WhatsApp number, and then that way after the games you can leave voice messages what we play out on the show, or any questions, and so you can do, and we come out on the show, and then hopefully when we get to the live shows you'll be able to call in or leave voice messages during the show, because I know a lot of you like to do the space, but with the space it's great for certain parts of the audience. It's in here we can cater for all sides of the audience, and we've got a few little tricks and that coming over the rest of this season and into next season, what we're going to be trialing this season, where we're going to try and bring everything together, but the WhatsApp will be coming in, and hopefully that works, but you'd have to bear with us because we are going to be testing things as we go along. Other than that, that's it. Make sure that you do press the like. If you are on Facebook, etc., then make sure that you do share our shows and go from there. 78 of you have liked our show today. That's great. And if you check back on Tuesday, we will be running a prediction competition on here for Tuesday's game. And then we go from there. It's not going to be a monitored thing as such, Chris. It's only going to be for the shows, mate. And we'll see where it goes from there. But we might be. It's just hard to sit there and monitor. If I can get someone to do it, then yeah, we will be back on there. But we're just looking what we want to try and do. Ever thought about doing a live show at Harry's Bar with fans coming along? Dave Turner, we are working on something. So hold that thought. We are working on something and potentially looking at a few things up our sleeves. So yes, that is hopefully what we've done. When we started 5 years ago, that was our dream of potentially getting that at some point. And we're there. We've got the numbers. We've got people. And if we do it, everything will be going to our chosen charity. And again, look, if you ever want to say thanks or anything else, if you click on the QR code, what's on the screen next to us, which is over that way. No, wrong way. That way there, the queue there, that is for the Wynn Trust. Charlie Wynn is a Millwall fan who unfortunately got injured training for a fight. He had a few strokes and some other serious brain injuries, and that charity is there to support boxers with brain injuries and also to support Charlie Wynn. So look, if you want to donate a price of a cup of coffee or a beer or anything like that, it'll be truly grateful. The link goes straight through to their Just Giving page. Doesn't come anywhere near us. It goes straight through to there. So every penny you give goes straight to the charity. Andrew, fine. We'll do that next week. We'll look at trying to do that next week, so I think I can set it up. So Andrew Roberts has put up an idea that we'll look at trying to do it on Fridays live, that everyone who presses the like button will be put in for a draw, and we'll figure out. I think we can probably do that through various programs. I'll look into that and I'll do it. You suggested it, Andrew, so leave it with me and we'll do that. I think that's it. Frankie, any final words?
No, mate, been a pleasure, innit? Much more enjoyable doing this after a win. Missed it.
Yeah. I don't know what's happened there, mate. But my YouTube studio has just started playing, saying we're live, but it's just started playing the alternative commentary. So hopefully people aren't getting that. But yeah, it's much better playing this after a win. Hopefully Omar will be along at some point next week. Well, we will be on Friday. Make sure to like. Make sure if you're not already subscribed, subscribe. And if you've got any of the WhatsApp groups out there, make sure you share us in there and ask your pals to do it. Set the alarm bell that every time we win, you'll get some alternative commentary from us. My name's Mickey Simpson. That is Frankie, and this is That Millwall podcast. And we'll see you around. Laters.
Oh, giddy up and get away. Oh, we're going Millwall, and we're going today. Here we go. They're rocking all over the dance.
Sorry, just before we end, and I normally end, Dave Turner, we will not charge you to put a comment up. If you want to comment up, or you want a message read out, if you've got like a charity, you're doing a London Marathon or anything else, mate, just get in touch. And if anyone wants to look at sponsoring us going forward, get in touch with us. And you know, we can look at that. But no, we don't stem you on subscribe accounts. We don't scam you and that you have to be subscribed to look at us. We're not going to charge you a membership fee, and we're not sending you down Patreon. What you see is what you got. And that's it. Thank you very much. Enjoy. We'll see you after Pompey away. Laters. Bye.